Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Aksharadhare. I'm Devraj. Today is 12th December 2023. I hope you guys are learning great and earning great, and also following the tips which I have given in the previous videos. So, before we to start today's newspaper reading, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like, and comment. If you like the video, please share it with your friends, and don't forget to watch the video till the end and you will get very important information related to competitive exams and language development. Let's start reading the newspaper, The Hindu, which is very important for the competitive exams, and see what's in today's news. So you can see this is the front page. The Hindu center blames traders for onion price hike. Civilians caught in crossfire in Gaza. Opposition walks out of Rajya Sabha. Decoding Putin's dramatic visit to the Gulf. It may redefine the regional political order. India meets SA in a second T20I today. SA upholds a repeal of JNK's special status. The court says President validly exercised power in removing special privileges under Article 370. It seeks a restoration of a statehood to J and K at the earliest, and elections by September 30, 2024. Decision to carve out the Indian territory of Ladakh is valid. The top court adds. Caste census DK stand criticized. Pre-spoken English coaching. J&K parties pledged to continue their struggle. BJP springs its surprise, picks Mohan Yadav as new Madhya Pradesh CM. Retail inflation is now stable, says Center. El Nino impact, warm winter avoids Bangaloreans. Women assaulted tied to a pool after son elopes with girl. Take that. A woman was allegedly assaulted before being tied to a pole and partially stripped in Vantamuri village in Belagavi district of Karnataka on Monday after her son eloped with a girl he was in love with. The girl's engagement was scheduled for the day, but she eloped with a boy from the same village on Sunday night. The boy and girl are from the same community. When the relatives realized that the girl had disappeared, they rushed to the boy's house, ransacked it, and beat up his mother. She was tied to a pole in front of her house and partially stripped. A villager informed the police who rescued the woman. Officers from Kakati police station arrested Ganga Sangeeta, Kampanna, and three others. A case has been registered. Minister for Women and Child Welfare Lakshmi Balka card and the victim who is recuperating in the district hospital. When the minister reached, the victim's relatives started crying uncontrollably. They told her that the victim was alone at the time of the attack. Her husband, Lagamanna, a truck driver, was on duty. Lagamanna said, I was in Pune when I got a call about the attack. I rushed back. We are seeking justice. We have told the minister that all the accused should be punished. CLAT 2024 student teacher duo from Bengaluru secure All India rank 2 and 3. Rahul Reddy, the 50-year-old educator, explained that appearing for the exam is his way of assessing the strategies and tactics that are taught to students in his coaching center. IIC researchers suggest ways to make a non-responsive cancer cells respond to immunotherapy. NCBES study paves way for development of new treatment for bipolar disorder. Man cheats government official of 10.7 lakh. The cybercrime police are trying to track down the accused who proposed as a TRA official. Property tough not to crack for vendors at Kadalekai Parishi. Over 76,000 commuters rely on BMTC metro feeder buses every day. The Transport Minister was addressing a query during the winter session of the Legislative Assembly in Belagavi. 17-year-old escapes from Nimans. Man assaulted after son elopes with girl. Man caught carrying gold in inner way. KICT online proceedings are disrupted with objectionable portals. Website hub learning platform for NEET aspirants hacked. Two more cases related to AEAPS scam reported. Gang arrested for murder of auto driver. 40% commission SC stays proceedings still government. Explains why inquiry was not done in 30 days. SWR cancelled some trains partially. Woman stabbed to death by distant relative. Woman accused of attacking cattle with acid. Chaos in assembly as BJP demands the sacking of Jamir. The opposition staged a vociferous dharna seeking the minister's dismissal for his remark on the speaker's chair. Portrait acceptable to all should be displayed in legislature. Government to consider suggestion to install Lilavati's statue. Price fixed for uniform too low, extra compliance opposition member. Government college students to get pre-spoken English coaching. Amid amidst a draw at a center at to approve increasing mandates under MGNREGA. Opposition demands farm loan waiver. Assembly adopts five bills. Embarrassed the BJP to hold meeting every day. Up-based beat a system to protect government land from encroachment. A changing Bangalore through the eyes of Paul Fernandes. The great Bangalore mob from Kempegowda to COVID by Paul Fernandes, co-authored with Chiku Meena Jayadev, gives a glimpse of the changing pace of the city. Squash tournament in the city brings together residential societies. The initiative has been held with the idea of promoting a sense of collectiveness and a championship among squash enthusiasts. Green beats and eco treats. How Bloom in Green Festival is attempting to spread the message of community and conscious living. Bento box streets. Stories about women in India from a century ago. Crippling lack of focus. Kharge criticizes Karnataka Deputy CM stand on caste census. BJP MP Sushil Kumar Modi says love of Congress towards other backward communities FEFRs. Cites DK Shivkumar signing a petition against making Karnataka's caste survey report public. All upper caste people are united on this. Both BJP and Shivkumar are one in this issue. This is the character of caste. Upper caste people will be united internally. YSRCP MLA Alak Ramakrishna Reddy quits Assembly Party. Stalin rides to Jaishankar and finished fisherman's arrest. Clogging up waterways due to plastics and other waste is one of the reasons for flooding in Chennai HC. Decrypting today's symbology and anti-incumbency. Let's read this editorial page written by the Associate Professor. Israeli writer Yuval Noah Harari had said that the algorithm is the most important word of the 21st century, but another word is that is giving it a run for its money during the electoral season is anti-incumbency. Psychologists are is now fond of explaining without understanding a lot of things that happen as a part of anti-incumbency. They almost speak of it the way cricket commentators speak of averages. Even in cricket, it often makes no sense to say that a team won at a venue for a number of times, which often has no correlation or causation with the result in the next game. In cricket, this could add to the entertainment quotient, but to reduce elections to a law of averages is to completely miss the thrust that needs to be there in foregrounding the key issues that matter to people and why they turn out to vote in such large numbers. A displacement of the focus. What such anodyne language of anti-incumbency does it is to shift the attention from the issues that matter and reduces it to averages and the business of prediction like Nostradamus. Even more dismaying is that such language tends to normalize discontent. For example, the Congress lost in Rajasthan Assembly election because that has been the trend for the last 30 years, which displaces the question why are people perennially unhappy with their governments and what are the issues that have been going unheard for 30 years. Had the Congress won in Rajasthan, the debate would be about the Congress having beaten anti-incumbents and in terms of how the trend was broken. Or it could then be argued that there is a trend of pro-incumbency as seen in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. But the question is not about a pro-incumbency in Madhya Pradesh, but instead how a government does win a large number of seats with a not so good look governance track record. Why did issues of misgovernance not matter? Or how were they made not to matter? This displacement of focus on social media and on social development contributes handsomely to electoral autocracy. The language of anti-incumbency is a technocratic one that works as a neoliberal assemblage. It flattens out complex processes to feed the electronic media and digital images. The language of averages and quantifying electoral outcomes turns the electoral process into an algorithm equation. Part of the problem is that policy preferences and differences between political parties have become so marginal to the process that quantification is the only method left to make the sense of differences between the parties. The meaninglessness of choicelessness for the electorate is converted into a meaningful looking language for up averages, patterns, and pro and anti incumbency. The power of a certain party. Further, the corollary of such a language that empties out the process of issues is the emergence of the Bharatiya Janata Party as an electoral machine. It is the sheer speed and scale that brings forth the language of efficiency and the last mile and minute electoral calculations that become the focus of analysis by psychologists. The BJP is today able to address issues through its sheer capacity to generate a great amount of last minute mobilization. Earlier, we would argue that the electorate suffers from short term memory that allows political parties to get away with murder. Now it is about last minute campaigning. This again makes organization money and a high decibel campaign a part and parcel of a great strategy and electoral engineering. It again displaces the fact of why or how organizational power allows the BJP to subvert social power dynamics, of how a great degree of social fragmentation is posed to divide social groups, what it does to weaken the ability to raise discontent. At one level, the process is about normalizing discontent, and it at another about criminalizing dissent and the intermediary space, which is filled by organizational habit and meticulous planning. All of these processes are later analyzed as either pro or anti incumbency. Finally, electoral mobilization has normalized elections into becoming a spectacle. The specter of drama is a part of electoral communication, but the impact on social ethics and the fabric of a collective trust becomes sidelined. It has become a new normal for election analysts and psychologists to gloat, however, and expect the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to perform some last minute magic that will tilt votes in the BJP's favor, even if the BJP has performed miserably in terms of governance. In Karnataka, for example, the BJP faced a great degree of discontent because of massive corruption and other related issues of social apathy. But Mr. Modi, in last minute attempts, tried to convert it into a debate or Bajrang Bali, misinterpreting it as Bajrang Dal or the other way round. Mr. Modi further claimed that the Congress was interested in seceding Karnataka from India In Gujarat, in earlier elections, it was about Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and a former Vice President taking supari from across the border against Mr. Modi. What does such a baseless discourse do to trust that is necessary for any functional democracy in the long run? Deliberation is being gradually displaced by conspiracy, and social issues get converted into a discourse and securitization. All these electoral battles become converted into a war zone and a zero-sum game. The last minute pressure, like the last over in a cricket match, brings tension and drama, and is like the climax of a crime thriller. It shifts from deliberating on issues to instead what is most entertaining, and that in turn becomes or is attempted to be pushed as the criteria of electoral choice. When Mr. Modi succeeds, it as it is often typified as Modi magic and attributed to Mr. Modi's great oratory skills. But what is happening is a stuffing down the throats of people of high decibel and extremely dystopian images meant to create cognitive and emotional dissonance. Elections are moving away from issues to that of speed, scale, and organizational efficiency, replacing our offsetting electoral choices made on the basis of issues. Psychology and electoral analysis are already a willing part of this shift. They are more techniques and technologies of power dynamics rather than analysis meant for reflection and deliberation. What such a technocratic psychology does is to easily convert it and make it a part of the campaign of the ruling dispensation. Why so many exit polls go so dramatically wrong is never a point of discussion. But each time there are elections, we are back to this language of anti-incumbency and outrages, where critical debate and reflection are swept under the carpet. Disappearance of issues. Over a period, there has been near complete invisibilization of a lot of issues that were considered a part of public discourse in India. What are the levels of poverty in India and below poverty line? What percentage of the population is BPL, which was a part of public debate not so long ago, and which has been replaced now by the language of the GDP growth rates. Again, the language of numbers and averages. What are the working conditions of migrants in the informal sector that had become invisible till migrants began to walk back home during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown? It is a different matter that death itself become invisible during the pandemic. It is this technocratic invisibilization that has become the root and source of hyper nationalism and the freshly minted fantasy of becoming a Vishwaguru. Harvest the Odisha story to ensure food security. Let's read this. It will be article. As the world's leaders are in a huddle for COP28, the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference, November 30 to December 12, 2023, in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, the worsening impact of the climate crisis paints a grim picture for the planet, peace, and prosperity. Disasters are projected to increase to 560 per year, that is 1.5 per day. Hunger and malnutrition are expected to grow by 20% if the climate change impact goes unchecked. And food productivity is expected to decline by 21% due to global warming. As the world witnesses a worsening global food crisis precipitated by the mounting climate crisis, spiraling conflicts, and the distressed livelihoods. Odisha's in transformational journey is increasingly being cited as a model and a source of ideas for creating food security that is built on equity and sustainability. Odisha's story has three specific themes in the current scenario: how the state strengthened food security by transforming agriculture through a community driven approach and built resilience to climate impact. Agricultural transformation. In the past 2 decades, Odisha has moved from importing rice from other states and making ends meet in the pre 2000s to in 2022, producing 13.606 million tons of food grains, its highest production on record. There are two notable aspects. A majority of farmers are small or marginal, and productivity has increased despite the stable crop area. The average rice yield, which is Odisha's main crop, has tripled in 2 decades. In 2000 to 2001, the average yield was for 10.44 on quintal per hectare, but by 2020 to 21, it had increased to 27.30 quintals per hectare. Kalahandi district was known as the land of hunger, but has now been transformed into Odisha's rice bowl. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik shared this at the United Nations World Food Programme headquarters, where he addressed Odisha's commitment towards achieving the Zero Hunger Goal of Sustainable Development Goal 2. The focus is on small and marginal farmers and increasing their income. This has directly contributed to strengthening their food security and in creating silent livelihoods, implementing flagship schemes such as Krushank Assistance for Livelihood and Income Augmentation, and disseminating scientific crop management practices through conventional and digital extension have increased non-paddy crop cultivation, while paddy cultivation has decreased. Schemes such as the Odisha Millet Mission have also helped diversify crops and promote climate resilience. Resilience and sustainability due to its geographical location and physical conditions, Odisha is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change. This phenomenon can disrupt our current growth strategies and exacerbate poverty. It may lead to a loss of livelihoods, assets, and infrastructure. Odisha has proactively developed a comprehensive climate change action plan to address these concerns. This plan covers various sectors, including agriculture, coastal zone protection, energy, fisheries and animal resources, forest, health, industries, mining, transport, and urban and water resources. It was formulated by a team of experts from multiple departments and incorporates inputs from civil society. Various departments and agencies are responsible for implementing the activities and identified in the plan, which are being monitored by a committee headed by the Chief Secretary. The approach towards climate resilience is being developed from the bottom up. The Crop Weather Watch Group conducts weekly meetings, sees field visits by officers, and has video conferences to monitor the crop map program. This helps the authorities to take necessary measures during adverse weather conditions such as cyclones, floods, and droughts, which are prevalent in the state. Crop planning is done at the district level by officials of allied departments, considering the agroclimatic zone. Farmers are adapting climate resilient cultivation practices that include integrated farming, zero input based natural farming, non paddy crops, better wet water management, water saving devices, e waste surveillance, and large scale farm mechanization with women friendly drudgery reducing farm implements. Training farmers in crop specific techniques, including integrated nutrient and pest management, has boosted food grains production. Social production protection. The consistent improvement of the agricultural sector has made Odisha a surplus state for paddy production. It is the fourth most significant contributor to the paddy pool of the Food Corporation of India, according to the available statistics for 2020-21. Odisha produces 4.9% of the total rice in India and accounts for 4.22% of the total food grain production of the country. The partnership between the United Nations World Food Program and the government of Odisha has seen innovation for pilots and improving food and nutrition security schemes, such as the application of biometric technology in the targeted public distribution system in remote Rayagada district back in 2007, a rice fortification in Gajapati district, to name a few. In the state ranking index for the National Food Security Act by the Department of Food and Public Distribution, Government of India for 2022, Odisha emerged as the top ranked state in the entire country. The WFP collaborates with the government of Odisha and its food security, livelihood, and climate resilience initiatives. Odisha's transformative journey from food grain scarcity to the generation of surplus sustained efforts in climate proofing its agricultural system, crop diversification, protection of the interest of the smallholders, and food and nutrition security for the vulnerable presents a unique development model for other states in the context of the challenges of global climate change. Let's read this editorial. Let's go to the next page. Ominous anti-federal. The Supreme Court's J&K verdict has imperiled the rights of states, decoding Putin's dramatic visit to the goal by a political churning in Punjab. All the major parties, AAP, Congress, Akali Dal, the BJP, are in this and in state of a flux. Surge in illegal Indian migrants crossing into the US from Canada. The number of accompanied and unaccompanied children who illegally cross the US border from India has gone up too. As he upholds the repeal of J&K special trade status, peaceful Kashmir watches verdict with bated breath. Security beeped up, but normal life should remains unaffected in Valley with fewer restrictions in place. Opposition leaders alleged they had been put under house arrest, but LG refutes their claims. Shah welcomes SC verdict, terms it a tribute to martyrs. Over 12,000 seats vacant in J&K local bodies since 2018. President's actions during state emergency open to scrutiny. SC. Giving Article 370 permanent status will undo efforts to fully integrate J&K with the Union. SC verdict has no legal value, says Pakistan. SC verdict has strengthened the spirit of Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Narendra Modi. Justice calls for impartial truth and a reconciliation panel. Restore statehood, conduct election in J&K, says Congress. As the verdict will strengthen national unity, says RSS. A vocal supporter of Hindutva politics, Mohan Yadav is BJP's OBC Trump card. The 58-year-old politician is considered to be close to the RSS. He cut his teeth in student politics and rose through the ranks to become the IO education minister in the outgoing Chauhan government. He is seen as BJP's response to the India bloc, which has two Yadav-led parties. BJP raises cash seizure from a company linked to Congress MP. New criminal bills with key changes set to be rolled out. Tribunals identified 32,381 persons as foreigners in Assam. Center blames traders for rising onion prices, says protester sponsored. Center blocking funds for states not ruled by BJP, says opposition. Importance of Vedas. Vedas prescribe the ways and means to gain comforts and material benefits. They also guide the path of attaining salvation. Vedas are considered more than thousands of parents for jivas. The Valayapetta Sri Ramacharya said in a discourse that Arjuna got confused and raised a question to Lord Krishna. If we don't follow the Vedas, would it not lead to incurring sins as Vedas teaches both for material comforts and moksha which are like opposites. The Lord replied the word that Vedas contain information meant to all enticed with the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Vedas have such a persons in mind while prescribing desire-oriented rituals, kama karma. But one must obtain abundant sattva guna to attain moksha, be free from all the characteristics of worldly life. A reserve full of water is meant for many purposes, including for drinking and irrigation. What use does a thirsty person have out of it except fetching enough water to quench his thirst? Similarly, a person who aspires for release can take only to that extent of the Vedas and not anything else. Various medicines are available for different patients, but a doctor prescribes only a particular drug to a patient suited to its ailments. Obtaining what we yearn for is called yoga. Preserving what we have got it is called kshema. Fulham's parliament elects Donald Tusk as prime minister. Papua New Guinea will not be reckless with China loans. PM. Philippines summons Chinese envoy over maritime incidents. US F-16 fighter jet crashes in South Korea during a training exercise. Civilians caught in a crossfire as battle rages in Gaza's cities. UK PM's Rishi Sunak defends his government's handling for pandemic restraint scheme. Draft climate deal fails to phase out fossil fuel. Retail inflation is stable now. India's retail inflation has declined from an average of 7.1% in April October 2022 to 5.4% in the corresponding period of 2023. Mr. Sitharaman tells Parliament that FM attributes weakening prices rise largely to a steady drop in core inflation. Kinetic Green unveils electric two-wheeler Julu at 69,000. Don't be rare on rate cuts in 2024, Neelkant. Don't fall prey to loan waivers offers. Loan waiver offers. RBI cautions public. There are reports of entities charging a fee for issuing debit waiver certificates without authority. 70% is semiconductor setup cost money by the government. Alliance Aid vows 83.38 crore to AAI. State's fiscal outlook for financial year 24 is favorable, says the RBI. Tata Power EV IOs will to jointly set up over 500 charging points. Stop clock trial to get underway during West Indies England series. Naida Akhtar named ICC Player of the Month for November. Australia's Travis Head wins the men's award. Naval goes past 1600 raid points, but Yodh has failed to tame Bulls. Players auditioning for T20 WC look to spend more time in the middle. Spinners Hartley Bashi in England squad for India test. 333 players to battle it hard for 77 slots at the IPL action. Shreyas and Saika WPL stars shining on the international stage. Indrajit guides TN home against Mumbai. Ireland's weapon breaks oldest swimming world record. United has to beat Bayern to avoid CL elimination. Haryana's Cinderella clinch under 15 titles at Panchkula. Chennai Grandmasters Chess Championship from December 15. India to open campaign against Bangladesh. PFC's interim head coach Verendi has a tough job on hand. Ashwa Moraka claims R. Raghupati Reddy Memorial Cup. Girona back on top after stunning win over Barcelona. Rinda not worried about price tag, wants to give a best in the WPL. Opportunity knocks. Ashwini Tanisha partnership, a successful amalgam of energy, experience, and enthusiasm. Since pairing up from January this year, the two have claimed three titles from four finals, attained a world ranking of 23, and have a great chance of qualifying for the Paris Olympics to be held next year. Origin mystery of mummified baboons finally cracked. The Egyptian god thought was represented by a baboon, which is odd because baboons are not native to Egypt. An interdisciplinary team recently cracked the long standing mystery of where these baboons came from using ancient DNA from a mummified animal at the Gabhanat Il Khurad site. Mosquito puzzle has blood sucking surprise. Text and context. The central government pensioners as of March 2023. GST evasions detected against lottery distributors till now. Amount invested by EPFO on ETFs in April October 27,105 crore. Worth of loans given to street vendors under PM's Swanidhi 9,790 crore. Amounts spent by India on copper inputs in 2022 to 23 27,131 crore. Can BR increase its reservation pool? What has the Supreme Court has said about reservation being adequate and not proportionate? Are there other states which do not adhere to the 50% limit on reservation? What will be the justification offered by the Bihar government for increasing the quantum preservation? What are FSP's concerns about crypto asset intermediaries? What are multifunction crypto asset intermediaries? What does the report say about risk management? Understanding web browsers. How do they work? Web browsers translate code into the dynamic web pages that form the backbone of our online experiences. Modern browsers have multiple core components, each of which is a complex technology on itself. Rajinikanth turned 73 on December 12. Acknowledged on the icon simply called Superstar. No, you English. Please continue reading for 2 hours if you want to very best in English, communication, and language. I hope you guys have enjoyed the newspaper reading and see you in the upcoming videos, guys. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel, like and comment. If you like the video, please share it with your friends. It may useful for somebody to utilize the opportunities from the Ikshadare Hanti. I'm sure it will be very useful for everyone. And don't forget to subscribe once again. I'm repeating. And see you in the upcoming videos, guys. And if you guys have any doubts or comments, leave the comment in the comment box. Or write to my mail ID, that is aksharadhari.india@gmail.com. And see you in the upcoming videos, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.